welcome back everybody. So today, Steakhouse 71. Oh, they have a fancy grilled cheese. I forget the exact name they call it on their grilled cheese. But in my last visit, my daughter actually had it. It looked amazing. Did she share? No, but it looked outstanding. Just gives me another reason to go back. And if you watched my review, you know that I was able to enjoy that meal with my friend Mary. Speaking of friends, well, I am very fortunate to have friends. I received gifts from friends. Yes, I am a Minnesota Vikings fan, and this was a gift. I received cutting boards, and I can now do the Rice Krispie treats, I guess, the right way, because now I have Mickey cookie cutters of 2 of these and 4 cutting boards. And this is from my good friend Barry from the Airbnb Disney podcast. These are from my friend Bill, same podcast. My friend Marla, who on the last trip brought these all the way from California. These folks, I'm not going to give them I'm not going to give them a prop. The only reason that these are so good is because Marla brought them all the way from California and then made sure that I was able to get this box. She passed it off to Mary, and Mary brought it actually on the day that we had lunch at Steakhouse 71. That brings us back to here. So thank you, Marla. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Barry. You thought I wasn't going to do it. It came with this. So I'll wear that too. We're gonna make the grilled cheese from Steakhouse 71. We're gonna do it a little differently. I'm not gonna keep this outfit on throughout the whole thing, but let's go. All right, so the first thing we're gonna make is our onion jam. And for the onion jam, I sliced onion, 1 large Spanish onion, very, very thin, and it's olive oil and butter in the pan, low heat, and you can see the texture. This has been cooking for about 10 minutes. And now I'm going to show you how you put together the rest of the jam. So after your onions are very tender and cooked down, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Alright, looks good. And you're just going to mix that in. And that's going to give the sugar is going to start to caramelize into the onions. And once that's mixed, just want to make sure that it's incorporated throughout all the onions. I'm on very, very low heat because this will start to burn very fast if you had a high heat. And then at this point, I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of red wine vinegar. I'm going to mix that in. And 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. And you're just going to completely combine all of these and let them cook down. Okay, so everything is nicely caramelized. As soon as you get to this point, you want to pull this right out of the pan as fast as possible to prevent from any burning. The smell of the vinegars and the sugar and the sweetness of the onions. You could stop right here. Now folks, I'm making this for the grilled cheese for Steakhouse 71. You could take this exact thing, if you have a mason jar, right? And you could put this right into a mason jar, hold it in your refrigerator for a few days, top burgers with it, put it on top of a steak. This is some deliciousness. I mean, look at that. That you can't beat that. That's delicious. So I have that. I'm gonna put this to the side. I just want to show you. I have my pulled pork. Just did a traditional pulled pork. Maybe we'll do a video on my whole day of how I cook my pulled pork. Shredded, And the seasonings I use, I have a smoker, so I use a smoker when I do my the pork butt to actually do that. And then I just put it into basically Ziploc bags, hold it in a freezer, and whenever I want the pulled pork, pull it out, defrost it, and then bring it back to temperature into a small pot, just like this. So we'll put this on the side as well. Alright, so now we have the most important part of basically the grilled cheese, right? Can't make grilled cheese without cheese. So I have the traditional, I have smoked Gouda, one of my favorites, right? Gouda cheese, and then it's got the smokiness to it. Gruyere, if you watch this channel long enough, you know I love Gruyere. It's just traditional Switzerland Swiss cheese without the holes. Why? Because you get more cheese. And for today I'm using, actually it's called Edmond. Majority of the times you'll probably see this wrapped with a red wax rind. And Edmond cheese is actually, it's named from a town called Edmond from the Netherlands. So it's a Netherlands cheese. It's a semi-hard cheese, and it goes great within a mixture of between Gouda and Gruyere. It leans more to the Gruyere side. So I just took them and just a traditional knuckle buster grater, old school, and just a couple of slices, nice and thin, and that's how I slice some of the cheese. Now what I am going to show you, so I do have sourdough bread, okay? Why are we going to use sourdough? It's dense, kind of like my head, so it actually holds firmness, because we're going to be adding the cheese that's going to be melting, plus those onions from the onion jam and the pulled pork. So I want a bread that's actually going to be sturdy enough and not fall through. So but I want to show you something. So I'm going to move these out of the way real quick, my stacks of cheese. Alright, so that you guys can see this. Alright, so when you make traditional grilled cheese and you're using the Kraft singles at home, what do? Right? You open up the cheese, you put it here, right? And you close it up. I never understood, why wouldn't you want to mix up when you have these beautiful cheeses? Why would you want each flavor to be even when you have the opportunity to actually alter them so that everything is going to melt evenly, right? So you have the Gruyere slices, which are Gouda, and you know we're using that Edmond cheese. And I want the flavors to be, we're almost making, like once these melt, these are going to become one cheese in its own. Am I using too much cheese? No such thing as too much cheese. Alright, so we've put these together here. And I'm going to show you, because you're going to say, oh, how are you going to get these to close up and be even? I'll show you. Okay, so now we have our cheeses that are beautifully separated. Alright, and we're going to go in with that onion jam. Alright, oh, it's beautiful. And put this, and you want to actually spread this across. This is going to be plenty for this sandwich. Again, don't just drop it in the middle and hope for the best. Alright, building layers and layers of flavor. Okay, now I am going to go with a little bit more here. And I tricked you guys, right? Because now I want that cheese to melt into the onion jam. Think of that. Think of that flavor now, folks. Okay, and then we're going to take some of this beautiful pulled pork, and again, not too much, and you just want to spread it throughout the sandwich. You want to stay in the middle, definitely, but you want it to be evenly and come right back. These cheeses that are going to melt on top of this beautiful pulled pork and onion jam and our sourdough. Yeah, we didn't even do the grilled cheese part, and I know that this is going to be an epic sandwich. Now, butter, room temperature, right? Put it right on top. But we're doing it differently. So how? Mayonnaise. Woody's Lunchbox grilled cheese. We use mayonnaise there. Yes, we are using Kewpie Japanese mayo. Can you use traditional mayonnaise? Of course. I put on way too much, but you can always scrape it off. And remember, you're gonna save it for the other side, because I got friends on the other side. All right, here we go. Look at that monster. Mayonnaise down. Nice Teflon pan, preheated. Let's see. So at this point, you're going to add the rest of your mayo. Okay. Hardest part of this whole thing, got to flip it over. Just go nice and gently. Look at that golden brown goodness from the mayo. Hey, can you see that? That is absolutely perfection. And I didn't do anything. The mayonnaise did that. The cheese is melting, starting to melt perfectly. This is going to be delicious. I don't know if you folks have ever seen the movie. It's called actually Chef. Now there are some things that are a little Hollywood to it, but there is a scene where he makes a grilled cheese, and it's like a symphony, lowering the heat and, you know, making sure. And he does the technique of where he does the butter, puts it down, and then at the end he hits butter again around the side to get it on that opposite toastedness. It's beautiful. It's a work of art, and food is art. Have fun with food, folks. And here we go. Folks, I cannot tell you how excited I am to actually have this. This is some grilled cheese goodness. Let's see. Guess we'll go this way. Oh. All right, folks. Here we go. Look at that. I mean, that is some cheese pull with the pork and the onion. Oh. I can't wait. All right, look at that. That is some beautiful grilled cheese. Simple, quick. Got the 3 different cheeses. We got the pulled pork, the onion jam. Remember, use it on a meatloaf, use it on burgers. Just make it, save it, simple, easy. What do we do? Butter, olive oil, cook down the onions, brown sugar, a little balsamic, a little red wine vinegar. Here we go. This one's for friends. As I started the video, I thank you all for your gifts. But everybody that watches this video, I consider you guys friends as well. So thank you. If you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends. You get it? Tell your friends. Tell your friends. This is for you guys. I like. This is for me. This is delicious. The sweetness of the barbecue sauce that I use with my pulled pork, but then that onion, get that little bit of the vinegar in the back, and then all the cheeses. They're all melted beautifully together. That smokiness from the Gouda that's very rich. The mayo definitely works. I got a crunch on the bread, sweetness, creaminess. Steakhouse 71. Hats off to you. But speaking of hats, Till next time, everybody.